All right, I'm going to try to explain a little bit about creation, the first 4 days, based on the book of Genesis. You can find this in the Talmud, the Torah, the Bible, and the Pentateuch. You might be able to find it in other places, but those are the ones I know for sure. Okay. Heaven and earth means the universe. It has a linear time, totality of physical reality. Space-time theories prove that space and time was created. God was stretching out the heavens. Okay? The Word of God has a predictive power. God was hovering over the surface of the waters, which means dark on the surface of the water. Water was covering the entire surface, and it didn't have any life. Just basically dark with water. Okay. Day 1, let there be light, is where God transformed the atmosphere. Photosynthesis begins. The earth, the atmosphere was transformed by God. It went from opaque to translucent. Make the clouds its garment sky, wrapped in a thickness, which is the ocean. The orbit of the earth had 2 planets. So you had the earth and another planet 2 times the size of Mars. The planets slowly creep together towards the earth and collided with the earth, which had a thick atmosphere and a deep ocean. Now remember, it was still opaque at the time. When these planets crashed, it became translucent. The collision caused the earth to lose 99% of its water and 99% of its atmosphere. It formed a debris cloud that turned into the moon. The huge moon orbits our planet, and without that orbiting of our rotation, the rotation of our axis would tilt back and forth without that orbiting. So the moon, as it rotates around the earth, allows earth to stabilize it. Okay? So now, let's go to day 2. Let there be water above and water below. That refers to the water cycle that we have in life. There's at least 16 precipitations that go on, and here's a few. I got this from a preacher scientist. Rain is water droplets fused to form larger droplets. Then you have mist, small droplets suspended in the air. Then you have dew, water droplets. Then you have snow, ice crystals. Then you have frost, ice crystals that forms on surfaces. Then you have hail, lumps of ice. Those are the 6 major forms of precipitation needed to grow crops or food. There's 16 precipitations for life if possible, but I just named you 6 of the major ones that are most important. Okay? Now, day 3, formation of land masses. The smaller the 2 planets transferred all the heavier elements of material to the core of the earth. Thorium is a chemical element which is radioactive isotope, and another chemical element, uranium, which is another radioactive isotope. This is where we get the energy source that drives plate tectonics, which forms our continents and sets up a strong magnetic field that protects us from the deadly solar and cosmic radiation. Based on this, we can tell at which the continents began to grow and establish that Earth began as a water wheel. You have water all over, then you have a couple of volcanoes. The continents are still growing, and you need about 29% for advanced civilization. Nothing more and nothing less. Then the creation of plants came. Plants have a different isotope ratio than non-living material like masses. So they were always abundant then as they are now. Scientists found a very small molecule like 1 millimeter of a plant from long ago. So now we're on to day 4. Let there be the great lights. This is when the sun, moon, and the stars come. So it may mark the things so that they are seasons, days, and years. All the planets of the land masses and in the ocean were taking carbon dioxide and water out of the atmosphere and pumping the oxygen back into the atmosphere. This is what transformed our cloud nature for as atmosphere so light could pass. Those are the first 4 days of creation. I'll review it real quick. Day 1, let there be light. Day 2, let there be water above and water below. Day 3 was formation of land masses. And day 4, let there be the great lights.